Hello everyone, Silent here and welcome back to another Bedrock Edition tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to build a super easy and basic infinite villager breeder for your Bedrock Edition worlds. This villager breeder is extremely easy to build, it works quite quickly, and it separates all the babies from the adults as well. And this design is perfect for supplying an iron farm, a trading hall, villager crop farms, or anything else that you might want a ton of villagers for. So as you can see, it's a super basic design. You throw the upper villagers some food, the babies pop out down below here, and all the babies will stay here in this area until they grow up into an adult. Once they grow up into an adult, they float up this water stream and go into this separate containment unit over here, and then they are super easy to get out using a minecart, and you can send them off to an iron farm, a trading hall, a crop farm, or whatever else you want. It is honestly a super basic and really easy to build design, and the minecart doesn't go anywhere until it's actually picked up a villager. If you want to, you can even sink this design into the ground. That way the upper villagers are much easier to get in there, and then it'll still work just as well. All the babies fall down, and then you have your baby containment and adult villager containment underground. This also helps protect everything from zombies as well, so this might be worth considering building, as it's a lot less villager moving. And let's jump into the tutorial, shall we? For your convenience, there is a full materials list down in the description of the video. That way you know everything you need to build with. If you're building completely above ground, you're going to need a 5 wide by 3 block deep area for the main villager breeder, and then you'll need a 3 wide by 4 deep area for the adult villager containment cell. This entire build is going to be a total of 9 blocks tall, including the roof. So let's start on the main villager breeder. We're going to pop out 3 blocks in the ground right here and place in 3 chests like so. These will allow your villagers to stand on those, and then they won't jump up into the upper water stream. This will help prevent your babies from going into the adult cell. We now need to put 2 layers of glass or any other block surrounding it like so, and make sure that you place 3 buttons above those chests as well. We're going to place in 3 temporary blocks right here, and then another layer of glass going all the way around it. Extend this out by 2 blocks to either side right here, and place in another button like so. We're then going to place a water source on the far left side that'll flow all the way across, and now break out your 3 temporary blocks. Place in a water source above the button on the left side and on the right side as well. So now we need to go ahead and raise this up by another layer going all the way across the build like so. And now we're going to put a little bit of a roof going over these 3 blocks right here. That will allow all of your adult villagers to go into your containment area. Put 5 more blocks in these areas right here, and now cover all of this in some lower slabs like so. Put 2 glass panes in between those, and now place in a trapdoor on the left side and flick that vertical like so. We're going to place in some glass blocks above all of these slabs, and then some on the front and on the back side, and then go ahead and put 2 on the roof as well to contain your villagers. And now to finish the build, we're going to go ahead and pop out these 4 blocks right here and place a water bucket in the far back corner right there. Grab some building blocks, and we're going to put a layer of blocks all the way around this entire ring right here. Put a block underneath that one, put 2 more blocks right here, a block on that corner, and then a block above that one as well, and 2 more blocks right here as well. That should contain all of your villagers, and there should be no way for them to escape, and then if they fall down in there, they're going to get pushed into this corner. So go ahead and remove these 2 blocks right here, put down a powered rail with a lever right there to power it, and then a regular rail, and then simply 2 regular blocks like so. You want another regular rail and then a powered rail right there with another lever powering that. So now anytime there is a minecart on here, it is going to be bouncing back and forth until it eventually picks up a villager, in which case it'll have enough momentum to get up over this little hill and then go off to your trading hall or your iron farm or whatever else you want to use it for. So we can demonstrate this real quick by getting a couple of villagers in there, putting down a minecart, and as you can see, he gets right into the minecart, goes off on the rail line, and then you can use them for whatever you want. If you want to make this a bit more automated, you can put a dispenser right here with a button, and then you simply fill up the dispenser with various different minecarts. You press the button, and then that automatically dispenses it. So how do you get villagers into the top of the build? Well, that's actually rather simple. You can do it from the left or the right side here. Basically, you want to break out this block, remove the trapdoor for a moment, place in additional slab right there so that it is a full block, and then you simply want to run a little bit of a rail line up this thing. You'll need a couple pieces of powered rail, and then you simply get your 2 starter villagers, either from curing zombie villagers or stealing them from a village, or wherever you might get your starter villagers, and then you just get them in a minecart and run them up this little hill right here. The first guy needs to go all the way to the back, so you can just kind of nudge him in there like so. Then get yourself the trapdoor, place that down, and flick that vertical like so, and then you simply do that again for a secondary village. And of course, it should go without saying, neither of these villagers can be babies or nitwits, so if they have a green coat, you cannot use them. Anyway, once you have your 2 minecarts up in here, go ahead and remove your entire rail line, as you don't need it anymore. You can replace this with the regular slab, and then you need to place in some temporary blocks around this area to prevent your villagers from getting out. Simply go ahead and gently break that minecart and place in an additional block right there to prevent your villager from escaping. You can remove your temporary blocks, and now you need to do the same thing on this side right here. If you look down in this corner, you should be able to hit that without punching your villager, and now you have 2 villagers in the top there with relative ease. To start your village, you'll want to go ahead and place a couple of blocks right here and a couple of blocks right there as well, and then just go ahead and place in 3 beds. 2 of these should link to the adults, and then another one will allow a baby to be born, and then basically you just need to place down the rest of the beds on the ground around the area. Make sure they are roughly at the same layer as the bottom of your villager breeder, that way baby villagers can detect them. And basically every bed that you have is equal to 1 baby villager, so if you want 20 babies, you're going to want to place down 20 beds right here, and this is a pretty easy way of upgrading your villager breeder over time. You just add more beds, and of course if a villager dies or if you kill one, then that is going to free up a bed, and then a new baby can be born. Now it's time to give them some food. You can give them whatever food type that you like, such as potatoes, carrots, wheat, bread, or even beetroot if you are some sort of monster. And basically all you gotta do is throw it directly to this villager. I would recommend throwing a whole stack at a time, and you will see their head move when they actually pick up the food. As you can see, this guy in the back has picked it up, and now he's throwing it to the one in the front. So villager food pickup mechanics are really silly, so you might need to throw over 8 stacks of food just to fill up the guy in the back's inventory, and that way the guy in the front can actually pick up food to begin with. It's really silly. I don't think there's really a way to get around it, but as you can see, now that the guy in the back has 8 stacks of food, we can simply throw food to this one in the front, and that is pretty much all there is to it. At any rate, both of these villagers need a little bit of food in their inventory, and they consume food every time they make a baby, so you need to get yourself a crop farm or some sort of way of giving them food. It's probably also a good idea to get yourself a nice convenient staircase going up here, that way you can easily throw food to them. Make sure you don't throw food to the sides, because that could fall down into the bottom. The babies could pick it up, and then when they grow up into an adult, they could breed over here. So if you see babies in your side area, then you know that you dropped some food at one point, and the babies picked it up. Of course, you can kind of stand in the corner right here to pick up anything that you might drop, and oftentimes the babies don't pick it up immediately, so it's not the end of the world if you do drop some down. I would also recommend defending your villager breeder with a fence going around it and some torches as well. That way zombies can't get to your villagers. If zombies get in there, then a lot of your villagers are likely to die. And make sure there's no blocks next to your fence, because then something could easily walk right over that. If after a little while your villager breeder isn't working, then you might need to trade with either of your villagers or possibly both of them. This shouldn't really have any effect, but I have seen this kind of jumpstart the whole process, so give it a little bit of time, maybe log out of the game and log back in, but they should start relatively soon. It might also help to put some beds at the same layer as the villagers, that way they have a better chance of properly detecting them. If they're down on the ground, then, you know, villagers are just kind of dumb and they can't see that far. But there you go, now they are making the babies. The babies will link to 1 bed each, and that is pretty much it. Now keep in mind that baby villagers take 20 minutes to grow into an adult, so you will have to AFK for a little while. And as you can see, once they start breeding, they really go ham, and you get yourself a ton of villagers very quickly. As you can see, we got about 15 or 20 of these guys down here. If we want more, all we need to do is add more beds to the area and throw them some more food. If you got any questions, comments, or concerns, then of course let me know in the comment section down below. I'm always here to help you guys out as best as I possibly can. Otherwise, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, then consider leaving a like or possibly subscribing to the channel. That way you don't miss future ones. And I'll see you guys down in the comment section and in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. And then there was silence.